Okay, so Wednesday, Wednesday is the world's way of whispering. You've made it this far. Don't stop now. So I'm saying the same to you. Keep going. You're doing just fine. Welcome to Jasiri, where every story holds power and every voice finds space. It's the middle of the week, but there's nothing made about today's lineup. We've got stories that will make you think, will make you feel, and hopefully will make you act. It's going to be a great show today. But first,
we're following up on the story we took yesterday concerning the disappearance or abduction of several children from a community in Delta State. And I do hope we have joining us now News Central's Austin Azu, who was at a security briefing held yesterday on the issue. So, confirm? Do we have Austin this morning? All right. Good morning, Austin. We're going to take a break, and then we'll come back.
From the hills of the Southeast Africa, reporting coverage on the ground, exclusive reports, and the latest news, all right here. We speak to the people live, get their perspectives on the latest news, the happenings, and the trends. I am Bongani Siziba, live from Johannesburg, South Africa. This is News Central.
We do apologize for that brief break. We needed to sort out the technical issues, but now we are heading to Austin Azu, who is live in the Delta community that has found itself asking questions about where some of its children have gone. Austin, good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning.
All right, let's dive into this because we know that the air in Delta State has been heavy with questions, grief, and even confusion following the reports of missing children in Agbarho. Now, earlier numbers suggested 26 children were unaccounted for, and I know there was a security briefing yesterday. So let's start with the number. Do we have clarity on just how many children are missing right now?
Yes, yesterday at the end of the Security Council meeting, presided over by the local government chairman of Ughelli North, Jaro Egbo, he told journalists that the numbers that were earlier stated by the women, 26 children, were false. That after the census and profiling of those women, he confirmed to us that 7 children were actually the one missing. However, after that, he went further to state that a panel of inquiry has been established to look at the issues surrounding the circumstances that led to the disappearance of these several children. and not only that, to investigate and bring to book those behind these dastardly acts. However, he equally placed a ban on the suspension of those scavengers, popularly referred to Ayo condemns collectors within the community. The community is quite big, and Agbarho community precisely is made up of so many communities. So within the Agbarho kingdom, he placed a ban on them that none of them should operate till further notice. However, the women actually made some allegations concerning the treatment and manner the police treated them when they came to the police stations to come and report. However, the matter has been transferred from the Agbarho Police Division down to the area command in Ugele to look at all these issues that has happened within Agbarho and come out with a resolution, a white paper within 2 weeks. The people he listed on the panel of inquiry seems to be men of credible integrity within Agbarho Kingdom. And not only that, some other security agencies and himself part of the external body to oversee whatever they might be doing. So there are going to be a nexus between his office and the people of Agbarho and that of the security agencies. And don't forget too that the community women, including the victims' parents, actually laid some allegations against the role the police has played. On the other hand, the police are claiming that they didn't report the issue to them, but the women said, no, we came to the police station to come and report to your office over the sudden disappearance of our children. The case in question is that of little Eriga Lucky, who left home, who came back from school on that fateful day, and after taking his lunch, he just came around within this vicinity, and thereafter, within 1 hour, the mother started looking for the child, and he couldn't find the child. So the father, coming back from work, he has to go to the police station to go and make a report. According to what he said, that after making the report, he was told to go back home, that within 24 hours, that they are going to ensure that they get back the child, and he will be informed. So he waited for 24 hours, nothing happened, and he said he had another information at Ekpan Police Division, which is very far from here, that there was a child that was missing, that was found. So he went to Ekpan Police Division. So when he got there, it was not his son. So he returned back home. And today, according to them, made exactly 2 weeks since the child disappeared from the compound. And they are still counting their losses, hoping and praying that their child will be reunited with them.
Okay, Austin,
so these are just what played out from the Security Council meeting held yesterday.
All right,
as we speak this month.
Austin, if you can hear me, thank you for the update. But I really want to ask, it seems that the security situation in Delta has been making headlines for a while now. So is Agbarho the only community that has been experiencing this?
Well, like my opening remarks, just like what the police claims not to be aware of what has been happening in most of these communities, we quite understood about the setting in the rural areas. When issues like this happen, most of them are not very familiar going to report those cases to the security agencies. They rather go and report it to their traditional rulers and to their local leaders for them to look into the issues. But Agbarho seems to be having some urban and development lift, so they have a police station, and not just a police station, they have a divisional police office where they can report those issues to. So this matter we have brought before the police, but the police, on the other hand, claims not to have entertained such. So hence you have this little confusion about reporting those cases or not. But the people we interviewed some time ago actually confirmed that this issue that has happened in Agbarho here is equally happening in some other places. But the question is that if most of those cases are not being reported to the Nigeria police for proper documentation, it becomes difficult for one to confirm or for one to report. So the police, on the other hand, seems not to be, working closely with the locals However, you must not wait for them to come to report to the police before you start making your documentation. Anytime you hear about issues like this, you have to investigate. Even when they did not come to your office, you need to profile them and find out what exactly really happened. This issue that just, the protest actually ignited the whole issues that have been happening within Agbarho. The protest just took place last week, but the children's disappearance have occurred more than 6 months, repeatedly across the communities in Agbarho. So it means that most of these issues were not brought to the public domain. And if these issues are not brought to the public domain, it becomes difficult for any security agencies or the government to handle. Of course, we know the primary purpose of government is to provide security and welfare for the people. So if the government cannot be able to guarantee their security, it becomes quite difficult for the people to believe what the government is doing for them. Okay. Hence, the local government chairman, to a large extent, came into the issue to ensure that he's able to, find the root causes and bring those behind this to book.
All right, Austin, you have the parents of young Eriga there, and we do have some more time because this is a very important story for us to shed some light on. Please speak to them for us, ask some questions. We've been following this case very closely since you broke it, and then, of course, with the protest as well. Yesterday's security briefings. Just speak to the parents for us. How are they doing? What information do they have? Are we saying that no one saw anything at all concerning their son or any of the other children that were missing?
Okay. Mr. Miller.
Yes.
Lucky.
Yes.
You attended the meeting yesterday.
Yes.
You attended the meeting when the local government chairman called yesterday.
Yes.
What will be the outcome of the meeting? First, how are you doing this morning?
This morning, God, now they saved my life with my children and my wife. God. Suddenly, I just see journalists come my place. I just take cloth. See, I here. I call shock. I said, what? I did. Now God. People are not sure, oh. She are not sure, oh. I see there. As I see Eriga. The government, they help me. I see, is this my Eriga? When I put for gland, as you see me, that's Eriga see B. That means 7 picking.
Okay, waiting they talk for the meeting when local government chairman called on yesterday when you attend.
The meeting went yesterday, and later I read there. Say there's a committee. According to there's a committee. According to my wife, you tell me. Say there's a committee. They look into issue, and before we get this, make I see the women leader. Why make my wife go that side and I go feel explain what is the talk concern this issue.
Okay, I will come back to you. Make an answer, Madam Comfort, Mama. You are lost in thoughts. What thing they discussed yesterday from the meeting one I attend? What thing Shema telling them? Mama.
Okay, yeah.
What did Shema talk yesterday?
What did he talk? No. Yeah, the interview say what it be on name. We call the name for them. What is the pikin how you lost one pass? We explain give her. Where you they stay? We explain where your name. The pikin well lost. He call her. That's so they call the right put for ground. The picture. Say can't tell they say I not get picture. So just tell the matter like that. So about the Nama where they see the shop Nama, see the shop cassava. They see talk about the Nama. Say make they drive the Hausa people for the community. Say make they drive them, make they rest them. They see talk about the Nama.
Okay.
That's all I got talk on.
Thank you. All right, let me just help to amplify what you have just said so far. That from the meeting yesterday, that the victims' parents and the victims themselves were profiled from the meeting. They were asked to submit their full names, their addresses, their phone numbers, and their pictures as well, so that it will aid the police to do their jobs effectively. And further step we are taking to prevent any further breakdown of law and order in Agbarho and environs. Talking about the scavengers, the suspension was placed on them. Okay, Mr. Lucky. Yes. Now you get confident, say this one when the government don't take over this matter, so you get confident, say they go see your pikin.
100% now. Without also my copy when I put for grant, I'm not going to I'm not going to let me say I won't die. I won't make sure that I see my pikin. If not, I know as I did here now. For 40 days I never see my copy when I go give me when I put for grant, I never see them. To shop say I not fit the shop. To go here I not fit the go. May God government help me. I fit to see my pikin. As a man, if you know my eyes about to be, but I just slide down more. I sure say as God do, journalists don't stand for this issue. God must help me. Maybe God will help me there. Help me. Maybe I fit to see my pikin. Make I get rest of mind.
Okay. It's quite a pathetic one here for the family of Lucky Miller, and hopefully that they will be able to, reunite with their son. From what Mr. Lucky confirmed to us, that Eriga, the little boy, is exactly a copy of him. So it means that his replicant is missing. And he has said that for the past 2 weeks, he has not had a quiet time, has not been resting, no food, and all those ones.
Okay.
We hope and believe that in the coming days, they will have a sigh of relief with the breaking news that the child is found.
All right, Austin, thank you so much. I mean, it's really disheartening what's happening in Agbarho community, and our hearts go out to them. Once again, Austin, thank you for shedding light on the story. We'll continue to follow it just as you do. Now, we'll take a moment to digest all of this because it really is a lot. When we return, a moment that sparked online outrage and hurt me personally when I saw it, this time from Ilorin, where a father to a child with special needs was reportedly denied entry into a supermarket because of how his child looks. We'll talk about inclusion, empathy, and where society draws the line and whether that line is fair. We'll be right back.
Dear Nigerians, your safety is in your hands. Why risk your life crossing busy roads when pedestrian bridges are there for you? Use the pedestrian bridges all the time. It's quick, it's easy, and it saves lives.
Using these bridges not only protects your life, but also helps reduce traffic congestion and keeps our roads safer for everyone. Remember, climbing a bridge takes a little time, but it saves your life and the lives of others. Be smart, be safe, be a good road safety champion. Use pedestrian bridges because your life matters.
This message is brought to you by the National Orientation Agency in collaboration with News Central.
Welcome back to the show. You can join the conversation on social media. We are at News Central TV. Now, before we get into the story that Blessings teased, the ladies and I just wanted to have a bit more conversation on the situation happening in Delta. Now, the initial story last week was that it was 26 children. In a way, it's good to hear that it's not 26, that it's 7, but even one child is of a concern. And I was just struck by how the mother of Eriga was looking. She's not okay. that woman is not all right. As Yoruba people will say, before she's not in a regular state of mind in any matter. How can you? I cannot imagine, as much as me and her fight, not seeing Korede for 2 weeks.
Do you know what that means?
Without knowing where
It's not even just
I looked
one
up, she was
child.
standing beside me. I looked down, she's gone. 2 weeks.
Saying you look up, look down, as in it's basically just blinking, and I blinked and I didn't see my child, and not one. I think it's two. Yeah. Two of their children. So you can imagine if they had 3 children, that means 2 children are missing. They're left with 1. That in itself is a daily reminder. When you wake up in the morning and see probably your youngest or the oldest, you notice that the siblings are not around, that child is asking you, Mama, where is this person? Mama, where is that person? That is a constant reminder. Yes. So the man probably might not, but that woman...
Even the man is not okay.
He's
just being the stronger one.
When asked if he was confident in the police, and he said he's 100% confident, that has to be some level of faith, because even we on this table and people in this community know that at this point it's a 50-50 chance, but you know, it's just so heartbreaking.
There's a saying in Yoruba that a dead child is better than a missing child.
Yeah.
And you have nobody has any idea how it feels, you know, to go through these emotions. And I'm glad that we are even seeing them and, you know, feeling the pulse at least of how they're feeling. Because I remember yesterday when it felt like the community had normalized it.
Yes.
It felt like everybody was
moving on.
Yes, like this did not happen, no, I did not see that. There was no sadness in their eyes. You would not see it unless you are the one feeling the brunt of it. So I can only imagine what they're going through, honestly.
Yeah. And we really hope that the police do live up to the faith that the father and many of the other parents involved are putting in them, because you see that man, he too, he's not okay. He's just chesting it a little bit because 2 of them cannot not be vocal about it. And it's such a sad situation. One of the things that I think he said is the local government chairman, I believe he was on Breakfast Central this morning, you can check out that interview with more details on this situation, was they suspended the activities of the cart pushers. So, that place, I'm like this, and this is why. We've heard the stories where cart pushers have been indicted. Indicted in terms of culpability in kidnappings, kidnapping a child and putting the whatever is on the cart on top, or even being part of criminal gangs, being used to scout areas. So there are issues there. So yes, I agree with suspending the activities. My concern is I just hope they do not become scapegoats if they're not in fact involved. Because I'll say what I said yesterday. You look up, you look down again, your child is gone. It's just something that seems so easy, and that makes me again think about the community. You cannot tell me that there's not somebody in that community who doesn't know something and who may not be telling the police, maybe out of fear, or may not be telling the police because they're involved. If I'm passing my neighbor on the streets now, I'm not going to think twice about the fact that I'm passing my neighbor, but I'll think twice about if I'm passing a stranger. Because your brain just automatically it lights up and think, oh, I don't know this person, who's this person? And it might not be something that registers, but it's in the back of your mind. When you interrogate it, it then comes forth. We will continue to shine a spotlight on this story. It is one. And one of the things Austin said is that it is something that's happening in many communities around Delta. What is going on in Delta? The state of security or insecurity in Delta State is a massive state of concern.
And you cannot just normalize it, guys.
You can't. We can't. It can't
just
be because we're Nigerians. It's okay.
I know we normalize a lot of things in the country already as it is, but so that worries me. Because we normalize the bad governance, we normalize having to fend and create our own mini government unto ourselves. But when it comes to children, please, we cannot normalize that. Then it means that we've lost all our souls in it. We've lost empathy. We've lost that. We cannot normalize it,
And the sad thing is, I mean, it's okay. It's one thing for the community to normalize this. It's even one thing for maybe the parents who have felt,
they're compartmentalizing to try to
normalize
move.
it. Yes, but the dangerous part is when the security normalizes it, when the police normalize it, because somehow it kind of feels like the police are waiting for it to blow over. Which is scary to me because I'm not hearing anything from the police. I'm not seeing any statements that assures these people that they're doing all they can to find the children. So if the security sector normalize, we always say things like Nigerians are good at adapting. That's why I have a problem with that. When you adapt so much that even the security sector is waiting, don't worry to blow over. We just have to be more careful in the
because
future.
they didn't come to reports, but you were hearing rumors of it. Why didn't you go to All right, we're talking children, so let's keep the story going. Now, we head to Ilorin for our next story. In a viral video clip that has sparked outrage online, a Nigerian father is seen holding his daughter in his hands while lamenting bitterly over the poor treatment he had to endure from the staff of a supermarket in Ilorin. In the video, the father is complaining and in disbelief over how the staff of the supermarket asked him to leave just because of his child's physical appearance. Let's watch the video.
She's also a child, like other children here. And those guys are not crying, those children are not crying. They welcome her. Now the staff are working us out. Because of my baby, no problem. Let's go, family.
So this is his daughter who was born, I think there's a disorder, she's smaller than she should be at this age, and then it affects the shape of the head as well. And he was inside, I believe he was trying to get inside, or had actually been inside and was asked to leave, or he was then told he couldn't enter. And apparently they told him he couldn't enter because of how his daughter looked. Let's take some reactions to this. Nobody walked him out from anywhere. He knows Nigerians very well and knows how to attract their sympathy. Very soon now, wow, people will start sending him millions because of this video. It is planned, and the plan has an aim. Please, this story is completely false. Kindly check the mall's official page for the full CCTV footage. The man and his daughter were not stopped or discriminated against in any way. This isn't the first time a vulnerable individual has visited the supermarket. The mall staff are known to show kindness, support, and even offer gifts. I urge the public to disregard this misleading claim as it's entirely unfounded.
Dude,
This is heartbreaking, and the girl is so pretty. God bless you, Daddy. Disability is not a disease. What happened to empathy in this era? God. Let's put sentiment aside. People carrying such children, what's the future plans? Hey, Jesus. A lot of people need to be educated so they relearn. Paralympics was dedicated to people with disabilities so they'll feel loved and accepted. And here these people are discriminating against the child. So sad. It's not the kid's fault nor the father. The government has failed to prioritize children with special needs. In the UK, they are treated as first citizens. You cannot deny a child with a disability access to a place. She did not create herself, so she deserves equal rights and care like every other child. I think for me is the first comment.
Second.
And I think it's because, let's not deceive ourselves that we don't necessarily know where it's coming from, but that is such a disheartening, jaded is the word. That's a very jaded comment.
Jaded.
And the second comment also tried to discredit, the experience, saying go to CCTV. Is this, some sort of
State is a massive state of concern.
And you cannot just normalize it, guys.
You can't. We can't. It can't
act
just be
as
because
if
we're
life
Nigerians. It's
goes
okay.
on. I know we normalize a lot of things in the country already as it is, but so that worries me. Because we normalize the bad governance, we normalize having to fend and create our own mini government unto ourselves. But when it comes to children, please, we cannot normalize that. Then it means that we've lost all our souls in it. We've lost empathy. We've lost that. We cannot normalize it,
And the sad thing is, I mean, it's okay. It's one thing for the community to normalize this. It's even one thing for maybe the parents who have felt,
They're compartmentalizing to try to
normalize
move.
it. Yes, but the dangerous part is when the security normalizes it, when the police normalize it, because somehow it kind of feels like the police are waiting for it to blow over, which is scary to me because I'm not hearing anything from the police. I'm not seeing any statements that assures these people that they're doing all they can to find the children. So if the security sector normalize, we always say things like Nigerians are good at adapting. That's why I have a problem with that. When you adapt so much that even the security sector is waiting, don't worry to blow over. We just have to be more careful in the
Because
future.
they didn't come to reports, but you were hearing rumors of it. Why didn't you go to it? All right, we're talking children, so let's keep the story going. Now, we head to Ilorin for our next story. In a viral video clip that has sparked outrage online, a Nigerian father is seen holding his daughter in his hands while lamenting bitterly over the poor treatment he had to endure from the staff of a supermarket in Ilorin. In the video, the father is complaining and in disbelief over how the staff of the supermarket asked him to leave just because of his child's physical appearance. Let's watch the video.
She's also a child, like other children here. And those guys are not crying, those children are not crying. They welcome her. Now the staff are working us out. Because of my baby. No problem. Let's go, family.
So this is his daughter who was born, I think there's a disorder, she's smaller than she should be at this age, and then it affects the shape of the head as well. And he was inside, I believe he was trying to get inside, or had actually been inside and was asked to leave, or he was then told he couldn't enter. And apparently they told him he couldn't enter because of how his daughter looked. Let's take some reactions to this. Nobody walked him out from anywhere. He knows Nigerians very well and knows how to attract their sympathy. Very soon now, wow, people will start sending him millions because of this video. It is planned, and the plan has an aim. Please, this story is completely false. Kindly check the mall's official page for the full CCTV footage. The man and his daughter were not stopped or discriminated against in any way. This isn't the first time a vulnerable individual has visited the supermarket. The mall staff are known to show kindness, support, and even offer gifts. I urge the public to disregard this misleading claim as it's entirely unfounded.
Dude,
This is heartbreaking, and the girl is so pretty. God bless you, Daddy. Disability is not a disease. What happened to empathy in this era? God. Let's put sentiment aside. People carrying such children, what's the future plans? Hey, Jesus. A lot of people need to be educated so they relearn. Paralympics was dedicated to people with disabilities so they'll feel loved and accepted. And here these people are discriminating against the child. So sad. It's not the kid's fault nor the father. The government has failed to prioritize children with special needs. In the UK, they are treated as first citizens. You cannot deny a child with a disability access to a place. She did not create herself, so she deserves equal rights and care like every other child. I think for me is the first comment. And I think it's because, let's not deceive ourselves that we don't necessarily know where it's coming from, but that is such a disheartening, jaded is the word. That's a very jaded comment.
Jaded. And the second comment also tried to discredit, the experience, saying go to CCTV. Is this, some sort of response from the mall itself?
I thought about that when I saw that response.
So that was in the mall, because I checked the name, and this is why, again, I don't know why. It feels like people are no longer taking, public image very serious. Malls, whatever organization you're running, should have, public relations officers that would relate immediately situations happen. Like Tolu said, we would not lie that we don't know that people do whatever for clout. So if you're claiming that is false, why have you not said anything? Because to be honest, when I saw it yesterday, I was actually trying to look for the name of the mall. If you believe that what he did was just clout chasing, you should have come out to say something. And then, this is a different, I don't know why we're still talking about discriminating people with special needs in this age and time. And if it really happened, then it's sad.
I mean, really discrimination of special needs people happen everywhere in Nigeria. Here in Lagos State, when you go to banks, the ramps are not wheelchair.
They're not special needs. How do you get in? How does inside the cubicles? How do you get inside the cubicles?
Exactly. They're not houses don't have this thing. There's no accommodating system for them. But this is particular because first, this is a child. I served in Ilorin, and I kind of know how Ilorin people are. There's only one mall in Ilorin when I was there, so I'm guessing that is the mall. I don't want to mention a name.
Okay, pause on it. We need to take a break because I want us to not have to rush this conversation. We'll pick it up. She won't name the mall, but she'll tell you what people in Ilorin do when we come back. All right, so we are talking about a video that has gone viral of a father with a special needs child apparently or allegedly being denied entry into a mall or into a store in Ilorin. So I've gone to the page of the mall, Ilorin Emirates Mall. I can say it with my full chest because they've released something so we can say who they are. And they said that we dismiss this allegation and misleading information circulating in the social media. This allegation is not only untrue, but also malicious in an attempt to discredit the Ilorin Emirates Mall. A review of our CCTV footage shows that Mr. Folorunsho Badmus, they've named the father, entered the mall with his child without harassment or intimidation from anyone. So I'm reviewing the footage as it is now. Unfortunately, it's unclear within how the footage is. They're using arrows. Oh, God, I wish I had gotten this. They're using arrows to point to the father to show his trajectory and his movement around the mall or the entrance of the mall. And then there's a point in which he comes back, then somebody comes to him, is pointing this way. Then you see him going to sort of like, maybe not customer service, but like a help desk. Yeah. And even as he's walking, there's a bit, you can see a bit of agitation. So there's going to still be more explanations to be made. You wanted to tell, how are Ilorin? Ilorin is down the road from Agbarho, so that's why I know. We used to share 30 minutes in Ilorin.
Ilorin people are very peculiar. So, funny enough, you get a lot of peculiar stories from Ilorin, like disappearances and all, but, you know, Muslim-wise...
Did you say disappearances?
Yeah, so Ilorin, there are children in Ilorin that don't go to school, but go to, like, Ilekeu. Like, that is, yes, in 2020, yes. Yes.
Like that Muslim school.
The Muslim school, yes, schools, they still do that. Mm-hmm. Yes. Aside that, I got to Ilorin and I went to the school I was posted. And I went with like my natural hair. And the first thing is the principal gave me a scarf. She didn't even give it to me. She just came like, whoop. I'm like, that I knew I wouldn't last in Ilorin. But this is not a talk down on Ilorin people. They're very peculiar people. Some of them are nice, but culture, tradition, and patterns, religion have taken over some things that shouldn't be, especially in 2025.
So you're not surprised by that?
I'm not surprised, yes. I'm not surprised. Ilorin is still a place where you cannot go to the market dressed some type of way. You might be assaulted. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It's not lying.
Thank you for telling me. Pastor, but I think it's this particular incident, maybe because particular about children shouldn't suffer. I'm one of those that believes children shouldn't carry the sins of their fathers, and children are children, especially children with special needs.
So this is not even the sin of the father.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm in that even trajectory. I'm very wary about that. Children are almost like sacrosanct to me. You must protect them at all costs. Yeah. And we always, and that's the irony. You hear some people say, oh, you want the fruit of the womb. You want the fruit of the womb. But if you're placed in a position where you can be a parent, where you can just be kind to somebody else, you wouldn't think about that. You would just not be kind. If you talk to a lot of older people, I've on my timeline on social media, I see those engagements where you speak to older people. What's the advice you give younger people? You keep hearing them say, be kind to one another. Be kind. And I don't think we are kind enough.
You know, there's also that shame of disability, because most people that have disabled kids sometimes leave them at home in 2025. So, you know, people should bring out these children, let them experience society. It might actually help.
But would you blame them if they see this video? They would definitely be
and maybe the man wanted the child to experience society on a public holiday.
I also think it's not just about the children experiencing society. I think it's also about society experiencing them. Yes. Expose your children at a younger age to children who are different from them. The children who are special needs or differently abled. That allows them to grow up with an understanding that this child is no different than me. They want to play. And so they become more empathetic as adults. You know what? Adenike, she's the general manager of the Lagos agency, I think, for people with special needs or disabilities. And we've known her for so many years. And I've seen children who don't know her experience her for the first time when she's not wearing her crutch. And, you know, they're with their parents. And she tells stories of sometimes being in the mall, she's not wearing her prosthetic leg, rather. And she has the crutch. And so she'll see the child looking. And the child is curious, but the parents are like, stop looking. And she'll tell the parents, no, if I'm open, let them come and ask. And children will ask, where's your other leg? And she's not embarrassed about it. Because when you're able to expose your children at a young age to other cultures, other ways of thinking, other people who don't live like you, you expand their ability to be well-rounded, empathetic empathetic humans. So it's not just about them experiencing society.
Yeah.
It's also about society opening its hearts to experience them,
Yes.
so that we are able to be empathetic to them, and we think about them when we're cultivating and thinking of policies and procedures and so many other things.
I mean, only then can you build some sort of independence. I have a blind friend, a 30-year-old for that matter, that cannot move around in Lagos because ramps end a certain way. They are too steep. Some areas don't have pedestrians. Not every area don't even have BRT yet. There's accessibility.
Where's sidewalk?
So
Where's the sidewalk?
I can imagine. That is,
Yeah.
I think about the blind community as well, and like, how do they navigate their
How do they
ways
navigate
in
Lagos?
Because
It's worse
it
for
is
people in
complicated.
wheelchairs. You can enter banks. You'll see some ramps. It's like this. Pew.
I don't even think
So
that's
we're
a
the ones who are
different
making them
conversation.
dependent on others. So even how our society is set up doesn't preclude them to becoming independent. There are people who are blind and disabled abroad, living by themselves, living full and whole lives. Our society is not set up to enable that independence in those who are disabled in this society.
All right, this is just Siri. Let's, while we chew on that, let's take you into our next story. We'll be like action theme. You will understand why. So, ladies, are you ready for this one? Let's call it Vigilante Hacker Exposes Scammers in a dramatic twist of digital justice. A group of alleged Filipino scammers was caught red-handed after a cyber vigilante turned the tables live on camera. Operating from a high-rise in Cebu City Park in the Philippines, the group was exposed when a cyber sleuth, known only as MRWN.
I don't even know how to pronounce.
That's how he's known as. He hacked into their computers and internal CCTV system. This footage showed call center-style operations, revealing the faces and tactics of the scammers in real time. Now, this incident has since gone viral, amassing over 3 million views on YouTube and drawing widespread attention.
So the most important or interesting thing that has got people talking is that despite being based in the Philippines and despite not being black, one scammer was heard falsely claiming to be calling from Abuja, Nigeria. And this is a tactic aimed at misleading potential victims. Now, the scam involved cold calling unsuspecting individuals and luring them into fraudulent financial investment schemes. These operations followed a meticulously prepared 14-page script designed to manipulate and defraud targets across the globe.
Now, during the live breach, the hacker posed as the group's boss and ordered an emergency evacuation, creating chaos. The floor manager, believing it was an actual threat, instructed workers to flee. While the workers scrambled, the scammers scrambled, look at that English, to cover their faces and shut down operations, the damage had already been done. This incident has reignited calls for greater cybersecurity awareness, especially in vulnerable economies where such scams often prey. Experts also emphasize the need for education, vigilance, and digital literacy to combat the growing tide of tech-enabled fraud. As the video continues to trend online, many view this as a wake-up call for the global nature of cybercrime and the creative ways it can now be countered. But we are talking about the fact that they were pretending to be Nigerians. Let's watch this video.
It's the live CCTV feed of a scam call center, and that's them panicking after I confronted them. Usually we get scammers from India, Pakistan.
Which part of the world are you calling from?
You're asking if where are we calling from, right?
Yes. Which part of the world?
Oh, basically we're local here in Abuja. Basically. Capital of Nigeria.
No.
See, I want to
Girl,
shake.
you didn't
I want to
just
shake
do
me.
that.
in my head, there's one that has to come. But this is it's ridiculous. So one of the things we also did was look at the top 10 countries for scammers, and if we can get that slide up, Nigeria is in the top 10, but we're not. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I've always said this thing: why is it that crimes like this wear a black face? Guess what country is in the top? Russia. Russia is in the top, is at the top of the list. According to the cyber something crime index, we'll get that. Russia is at the top of the list. So why does it not wear a white face?
No, because it's easy for the dumping ground to be in Nigeria. We have the numbers, we have the we're intelligent, this talk of Yahoo and 419 is prevalent here. It's Nigeria that came up with Yahoo and 419. Yeah. So everyone is standing under that umbrella, claiming to be. And listening to her, you know you are not in Abuja, and you know it's not Nigeria. You are not Nigerian. So I think it's just easy to throw Nigeria under the bus.
I mean, I stand to be corrected, but most fraudsters we have here in Nigeria are running a one-man business. But that is a business.
It's even like a call center.
Yes.
Look at they were operating on a floor.
Yo.
But I mean, look at it now. If somebody told you that this was a call center or maybe some kind of something firm, you would believe.
Yes.
So I do agree to some extent that it's sort of throwing Nigeria under the bus. But then again, if everybody can resonate with the Nigerian prince or calling from Lagos, Nigeria, does that not say something?
This might be the princes.
So I know it's not always the case. I'm Nigerian, and this is not me trying to throw Nigeria under the bus. Yeah. But we know how these things happen. Just last week,
they're Googling as they go.
Just last week, a tech queen was arrested. And she's Nigerian.
But excuse me, did you find out the full details of that? She was the only Nigerian among a group of almost 20 Ghanaians. Why is she the face of the crime?
So they're Africans, right?
Why is she the face of the crime?
Oh, no, why is she now African and she's not Nigerian?
I get what
all the headlines were Nigerian. Meanwhile, the majority of the people involved in her syndicate were Ghanaians.
I understand what you're saying, but then at the same time...
Why are you holding brief?
And why is she laughing?
Exactly. Why are you holding brief?
Why are you laughing?
Because I'm trying to be truthfully honest. It's a lie. But it's the truth. So there's this guy I listen to on TikTok, Ray Williams, and almost every time that there is a scam story, I can almost always tell that it's a Nigerian story. And well, it's a compliment because we're good at it. You know,
it's not a compliment, blessings.
So I think Nigerians own up to it.
No.
Nigerians are. When you talk about the African prince, an average Nigerian is not saying, no, we are not like that. No, we are like, it happens, but there's a way we own up to it. I believe so.
I don't like the way Captain's face is looking right now.
Because, see, we are good at a lot of things, and we are also bad at a lot of things. But I'm leaning toward the fact that Nigeria is used on that way. People are standing under our umbrella of this 419 and Yahoo. I believe so.
So
and
why,
I don't know whether they're admiring Nigerians for I don't know, even, listen.
Nigerians are not even this coordinated to run this type of business.
Voila, c'est ça.
But where is this, what is it called, HK Kingdom? The police have started arresting them in mass. In different locations. But again, don't also forget that recently the police arrested, was it Chinese scammers based in Nigeria also carrying out scams. So there's a location context. A lot of these places can eventually be traced to the location. So there's a location context, and then there's the type of scam context, and then there are the people involved in the scam context.
So location can be tricky because the truth is we have
you can bounce it off and on everywhere around. See them scramble.
Yo, this is not. We are not like Lois said.
This is not a 50-man team. This is about a 50-man team.
And some of them work in shifts. Some of these companies work in shifts.
They look like all those internet cafes.
Nigerians are not even this united to run this kind of business without exposing themselves.
Are we not happy about that? So imagine if people were united in a bad way to run this kind of business. I would like to see the Nigerian government reach out to the Philippines government on this issue. Yeah. This is a situation in which people of your country are scamming and using our name.
I don't think
there's a lot of reciprocity that should be happening in global politics and of this nature. If we know that this is such an issue with our reputation, our global reputation, we need to see Nigeria's government take it seriously.
Yeah.
Hand over the hackers. Hand over the scammers. We do that. There's been a lot of exchange with the FBI. The FBI has come and worked with the Nigerian police, Interpol, a number of other agencies to arrest people and extradite them to the US. We also need to be ones demanding certain types of punishment for people who spoil our name, who are not Nigerians.
I agree that I agree with. Yeah. And if the government is not taking it as seriously as we are taking it, or as then it's a. I think for the government, it has to be on the precipice.
Please? Is it the government that is teaching us how to scam?
Voila.
How is the government teaching you how to scam?
Please, every
Let's
average
take
Nigerian
reaction.
people in the government are scammers. Let's not lie. Let's be honest with
Let's
ourselves.
take the reactions.
Bless you.
From Kenya, South Africa, US, Jamaica, Philippines, they scam people and tell them that they are in Nigeria or Nigerians while they are not. Nigeria is not on the list of top 10 countries of scammers in the world. They hate and jealous us. This depends on the list. So according to that list we had, we're on the list. This is just little compared to what is happening even outside Nigeria. Some other African countries also use our name when they are caught doing bad things. This is so sad.
Yeah.
Scamming is a big business in these countries, but they claim to be from Nigeria. We know there are scammers everywhere, including Nigeria. But most Nigerian princess emailers are white and brown people.
What does that say?
Can you imagine? Nigerian government should find the CCTV hackers and compensate them and engage them to reveal more of these scammers all around the globe that are detrimental to our image. The EFCC is the reason behind this situation. This ill-informed agency has caused the world to view Nigerian youth as the biggest scammers on the planet, while the very same individuals they claim to protect are tarnishing our reputation. Meanwhile, the EFCC seems unable to take effective action. I think Nigeria's security agents should get involved and challenge the embassies. With all this footage, this is an international matter, should not be taken lightly.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm trying to overlook our English. Pero.
You said that yesterday.
I'm saying it again, and I see how you're trying to make sense of what you're reading in your head when you're reading. But
people are so emotional, they just type in, they most
no,
giving excuses.
It's no, this is a problem of jam and WAEC. It's a problem, and a problem of teachers as well. Our English is not all right, but people will say that there's a dearth of and then is it our first language, but let's go into what they are saying actually, and every reaction makes sense.
So I went to track down that story. It was in February it was in January they were arrested, but in February the EFCC arraigned 29 Chinese, 10 Filipinos, and 3 others for alleged internet fraud in Lagos. So not only are they doing it, so that's where the context of location, the type of crime, and who's committing the crime comes into play. So not only are you doing it and pretending to be Nigerian somewhere in Philippines, you're coming to Nigeria, showing location in Nigeria, but being Chinese and Filipino and doing internet fraud. And what are they going to trace back when they trace location? Nigeria.
So imagine having easier access to our borders, allowing just anybody enter because they are white. Even we are racist to ourselves, because I don't think that white people would allow you easier access and just allow you to do all of that for the longest time. And I think that one of the reasons, again, is historical context. The reason they are comfortable to come to the country to do it is because, 419 started from here. So they probably would believe that, because Nigeria is famous for that, maybe we can just hide under the covers in the country and do what we want to do. So again,
looking at how we can, EFCC or the agencies can use this to exchange or, adjust their policies. We had a white woman in Osun State that's been living in Nigeria for 24 years without visa. You try it with US or UK embassy.
Do you see what Trump is doing in LA right now?
And overstay 6 days. No, 6 days is too much nowadays.
6 days is too much.
Yeah, 6 days is too much. So, you can access us. And when they even come into
How many years has she overstayed her visa?
24.
Because I heard it, but I didn't think it.
No, it's 24.
24 years. So what has happened to her now?
Nothing. She's still here.
She's living la vida.
Yeah.
Despite being an illegal alien in my country.
Yes. Now, aside that, also in society, when you see mixed kids or white people, they are treated a certain type of way.
Exactly.
We're very accepting of them. We're like, oh my God,
you're so cute.
We treat them like, like, wow, they are the kings of boys and kings of men and kings of women and queens as well. Everybody just go anywhere and mention, like I was telling Tolu, go somewhere with your accent, with the way you speak, and everybody looks at you twice. Go somewhere and even say you're from Togo. There's how, oh my God, wow. We're so easily impressionable.
So who do we blame?
The Nigerian government. Because we enable.
She was ready for that. Were you waiting for the question?
Because I was thinking about it. We enable
these things.
Blame? I'm sorry to say, but there is a 90% chance that if a white man was carrying a dead body in his trunk in Nigeria, he would go scot-free. He can travel from one state to another without being checked by the police. The highest, they'll wind down and say, oh, he runs on and that's it. But
try a black man to a black man. You will come down, they will check your car, check
try
your heart if
a
they
Nigerian
can.
to a Nigerian,
Exactly.
a Yoruba man to a Yoruba man, an Igbo man to an Igbo man. It's the same thing. It's not, what Blessing says is spot on. They will treat somebody because you are Igbo, they will treat you differently from, hi, yes, it's Igbo, how far now, anything for your guys. And the Igbo sorts them and then everything is nice and easy. But you that is coming, they will say, oh God, that you die here.
Calm down.
And they tell you.
So the truth is, even to us, crime wears a black face.
Yes.
So we're exporting our beliefs to people.
Yeah.
Don't blame them for what they believe, because even to us, crime wears a black face. Just think of a Yahoo boy now. The first thing you think of is a black boy with dreadlocks. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Because that has already been profiled, whether
And
you like
tattoos,
it or not.
include tattoos.
Yes, yeah, actually.
Yep.
I just, you know, the way I wanted to start the show this morning was from the mouth of babes. What you know what to say? But right now, I just asked them, are you guys okay? Have you survived? I just leave them to me.
Oh my God. Let's take us home.
Wow, what situation. Anyway, that's all for today. Thank you for joining us. Tomorrow, Nigeria celebrates Democracy Day and 26 years of uninterrupted.
No, I knew you were going to do something.
Sorry.
Are you worried about the quantity or the quality?
No, I think there was a mistake in this.
Uninterrupted 26 years of uninterrupted democracy.
Okay. So
1999 to
said I should
2025.
say we have celebrated 26 years of uninterrupted democracy. And as we wrap up this midweek edition of Jasiri, we leave you with this thought. Democracy is more than just a system. It's a commitment to justice, to voice, and to the people. So tomorrow, as Nigeria marks Democracy Day, may we all reflect on how we can protect and strengthen. Catherine, why are you looking at me? On how we can protect and strengthen it together. See you tomorrow.